Shalom, this is Rabbi Mark Kunis, and my taste of Torah for Parshat Vaera 5781. Did you ever notice that the child that cries the most gets the most attention? I was a middle child and never quite received as much attention as my older brother or my younger sister. However, I did learn to be quite independent. Today, in our coronavirus world, more than ever, it's so important to not allow us to be distracted and pay attention to the world around us and be extra careful. In this week's Torah portion, Moses warned Pharaoh and the Egyptian people that there were going to be a devastating plague of hail that would destroy any living creature who remained out in the open. Then the Torah informs us, whoever among the servants of Pharaoh that feared the word of God brought his servants and his livestock into the houses, and whosoever did not pay attention to the word of God left his servants and livestock in the field. Note, the Torah does not tell us that there were people who didn't believe Moses' warning. Rather, the Torah states that they did not pay attention. Not paying attention is the opposite of fearing God. Rabbi Chaim Shmulevitz asks, why didn't the Egyptian servants flee to safety? They should have feared for their lives and run to find safe places. After 6 plagues, blood, frog, lice, beast, cattle disease, and boils, they could see that the warnings of Moses were legitimate. So the Torah doesn't tell us that they ignored Moses' warnings because they didn't believe him. They did believe Moses. However, teaches Rav Chaim, they did not pay attention. When one doesn't pay attention to danger, it's as if the danger doesn't exist for them. All the knowledge in the world will not help a person keep away from danger unless one takes that knowledge to heart. That's why there are plenty of people who do things that could greatly endanger their spiritual and physical well-being. They don't take the danger seriously. Lack of paying attention to dangers leads to all kinds of impulsive behavior that have been painful and damaging. I remember visiting someone in the hospital who was being treated for lung cancer. When I came into his room, I caught him with a cigarette in his hand. It's only 1 cigarette, he said. He knew in his head that cigarettes had something to do with his cancer, but he never took that knowledge to heart. He didn't pay attention and take the warning seriously. My friends, we are getting, with the vaccinations, God willing, to the end stage of the COVID pandemic. But just in the past few weeks, I have seen more cases of COVID in people that I know than in the past 11 months. What's going on? It could be from the new strain of the disease, which is more contagious. I also think people know that they are at the end and have become more careless. For God's sakes, we need to be even more careful now than ever. Oh, and one more thing. We need to pay extra special attention after 11 months to those we live with who have put up with us all this time. Have a great Shabbos.